on Legion, as usual, like always, we got Shaft. And I don't think I ever watched. I believe when I looked this up a while back, Samuel Jackson was the one that did the remake of a remake of like the remake of the remake of the twice removed sidebar, reboot, remake. He did one of those. And I never did see it because it was an older movie. It's Sam Jackson. I'm not like an Omega fan of him. And I don't know if I'm ever going to watch a movie just dedicated with him in it or him leading it. Although it was fun, and I love legacy. I love the legacy of like a movie that has been passed down. Shaft was an incredible movie and just thing back in the day, right? It was just so incredible, and just what it stood for, and being funny, and also being a symbol that movies could be led by other minorities, which was a huge positive thing. And not to get too much into that, but it was just a movie that said, hey, everyone can make a good badass movie, not good, badass. And that's kind of the legacy that the Shaft goes. And it's just, it's a clown about badass, ass kicking, ass whooping, excuse me, kind of movie. And the fact that Samuel Jackson's doing it or did it and all that was really cool. I never did check out the first one, or what I think is the first one. This is the second one. Maybe I'll have a marathon or something. Let's just get into it, check it out, see what it's all about. It'll be good. I know it will be. Of course. It's Jackson. I don't always watch it, but I know Samuel Jackson's just incredible.
Hi. I'm looking for
Shaft?
Who's asking?
John Shaft Jr., your son.
My son?
Oh, shit.
Junior?
Yeah.
What was that on his mustache and beard and everything? That was weird.
You know they say that cat Shaft is a bad mother.
Shut your mouth.
He thinks he's a black James Bond.
That dude was real. He think he was me.
Yeah. The
You
fact.
go pursue this investigation.
Whatever.
I'll have to babysit your ass.
Damn!
Oh, look at here. How long's it been?
Never long enough. Lady Syphilis, Madam Chlamydia. It's lovely to meet you both.
That's Junior's mama. She a little bitter.
Please tell me that you did not get our son involved in your bullshit.
What is wrong with you?
You picked up a bat.
You can't beat up a woman.
Why not?
Because she's a woman. That's like misogynistic.
You the one being misogynistic. I ain't mentioned her gender.
Okay.
I'm an equal opportunity ass whooper.
Yeah.
There's no non-violent people in Harlem.
Black private dick. That's a sex machine. All the shit.
Oh, she's hot.
You damn right.
Oh my god.
Saj, you okay?
Yeah.
This is gonna be a good movie. That'd be really good.
Boy, back in the day,
Oh,
we
oh,
didn't need
shit.
guns. All we needed was our bare knuckle.
Damn, Grandpa.
Oh, you can't be too prepared. Let me get mine.
It's always a fucking gun,
You
man.
back here having a knife fight?
Oh, hell no, I shot him. You damn right.
What's up?
Some new blood, right? So what's up?
Oh, what are you doing?
The glass didn't break.
Get in here, JJ. Come on.
Oh my dude.
Can you dig it?
Can you dig it? Yeah, I can dig it. Oh, I gotta actually check something out really quick. Hold on. I gotta know. I gotta look. I thought what I saw, and I thought I was right. Excuse me. Let me just make sure. Let me just make sure. Method Man's in this one, it looks like. I was right. Okay. Richard Roundtree, the original Shaft, or the 1971 Shaft. I thought that's who that was because I remember. Oh my God, it's over 15 years ago, I think, roughly. I was like 12, 11, maybe 10. I remember seeing, I think, the original Shaft on like cable. I remember seeing it on like just stuff for it, like TV commercials for these old ass movies, and I knew who the original Shaft was. I'm not like somebody that's out of touch with things and stuff, so I knew what the original Shaft looked like. Now that makes me wonder, as someone that's never watched the what I thought was maybe a reboot or a continuation or something, Samuel Jackson plays the son of the original Shaft. Is that what that's going about? Is that what that is? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to know, because I wouldn't say that I don't watch movies that star other ethnicities, but there are those type of movies that are definitely geared for other audiences, right? I don't think Medea is really geared for white people. That's just not how it is. There's a reason why Tyler Perry does what he does. Is because he wants to show that anybody can make it and just be up there along with anyone else. And it's not just white people. I mean, there's plenty of Asian people that are just trillionaires. It's insane. Not literally, but anybody can really run an empire. And, I think Tyler Perry is definitely a prime example of that, and much respect to that. But I definitely think certain movies are geared to certain people. And I'm always happy to see those movies that, I guess, heavily focus whatever they star in that community, but can either branch over. Like, that looked really funny. And I'm definitely going to go watch the first Sam Jackson one to lead up to this one, because why not? There's no reason not to. It looks fun. It looks good. I will say, watching, and this was a big shame, watching Luke Cage, no matter what you thought of the acting, as soon as they said Harlem, that's where my mind went. Because there's not a lot of movies that I've seen that go, oh man, we in Harlem, what up? Like, I don't see a lot of those movies. And when he said, is there no non-violent people in Harlem? It made me think of everything I watched in season 1 and 2 of Luke Cage. And honestly, Luke Cage was a great show. I loved, they did it right. It focused the black community in the Harlem world, and it just kind of not super going, like, not super real as like a lot of problems, but it showed, they mentioned it. And it was for everybody. And I loved it. I think Luke Cage was one of my favorites out of all of them. And I was really sad to see that it was canceled, because season 3 for Luke Cage was, I think, going to be humongous. I thought it was going to be really fun. And those kind of bridging kind of shows are always very entertaining to watch. And these are just kind of like what I'm saying. I'm just saying all of this because the Harlem and this trailer made me think of that. And it just makes me think, excuse me, in the back of my head, movies that are just geared to certain people or certain audiences. And you're just like I get it. I get why. They want to make the most money. They want to appeal to the white community, the black community, the Asian community, the whoever. And Hollywood does a horrible job at that, especially when it comes to like Asian representation and like Ghost in the Shell, Dragon Ball Z movie. No matter how garbage they were, that was literally appropriation in the first. I don't usually believe in appropriation, at least in my world, because I don't do that. But I'm not going to get into all that. But that was like real disappointing to see all that. And I understand why certain writers, producers, and all that make these movies for certain people. And I think 10 years ago, even then 10 years ago, early 2000s, the 90s, it was definitely like, let's appeal to all white people, all black people, all Asian people, all this, all Mexican people, whatever, foreign people in general, and that whole thing. And I think in the last maybe 6 years, we've gotten a lot of... Fast and Furious is a good movie that kind of brought in a lot of just people from all over the place. They visited Brazil and Japan, and they went through Germany, and they did a lot of cross-cultural reference in those movies, no matter if you like it or not. And that's what's really cool. Even though Shaft, this movie may in the back in the day may have been geared to a certain audience, I think with the comedy and the funny that they're bringing in general, that just appeals to everybody. I didn't really want to get super this side and that side and the whole thing, but those are the things that I think about. I think about, this isn't like my opinion on why they are doing it. When I see movies like this, or when I heard Harlem, and it reminded me of Luke Cage, and then it makes me think about all the people doing these movies or shows and what their motivations are. Are they just motivated by money? They want to get the most people to watch, so they just star a pretty white woman. Is this another Medea thing, and all the references to the black community that everyone over there will understand, but not a lot of, maybe other people wouldn't, but then they're also really funny and just lighthearted. It makes me think of why they do these type of movies, and why is it, it's weird to say. I know the answer when I say why don't they just make more movies that can kind of branch out to both sides, but we know that. We know why that doesn't work. And I think this is definitely a good movie that anybody can go see right here. This is great. And it honestly makes me want to do a whole marathon of all the original stuff. Because I don't get really particular. I don't care how the 70s portrayed it. I don't care if there's maybe some jokes about white people in like the old 70s version. That's fine. I understand how things were and how things are. And I don't take that stuff personally. That's just good fun and good, clean fun. But it's not clean. It's the movies are dirty. Anyways, I'm going to stop rambling. If you like the channel, like the whatever else I do here, you can always like, subscribe, and share. Remember, it's completely up to you. I do appreciate, though. I don't like to get super politics, race. That's not usually what I like to get into, but these movies, I think, and then I also think about the people that are only for one side that may watch this and have something negative to say, even just the trailer they watch. They're like, you know, I don't. They wouldn't even watch the trailer. You know, that's even the worst part. So all these kind of thoughts go in my head when I start seeing these movies and the history behind them. Specifically this one. This is in the 70s. You know, things were how they were in the 70s. And it just makes you think. I couldn't just take this at entertainment value. I had to. My mind just wandered. So that's just kind of what I thought. You know, no, and again, there's no negativity, no, you know, hatred or weird thoughts towards either sides of all the world. So I hope no one mistakes what I'm saying as something in a negative way. It's just kind of a bunch of questions and why can't we just, you know? So I'm just going to end it right there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I got about 15 other videos to make. So I'm so glad I wasted 11 minutes. Well, not wasted, dedicated. I'm glad I dedicated 11 minutes to this. I'll be doing this for another 3 hours. Awesome. Check out all that stuff. A lot of comedy. Bill Burr, speaking of racial divides coming together over something funny, Bill Burr is a good bridge for that. And if you haven't seen Bill Burr, go check him out on your own. Check out my reactions for it, whatever it may be. And I'll see you whatever I'm doing next. Later. I was a little mumbly. We don't like mumble in this generation, do we? At least if you're older, you don't. Young people love mumble. And they're wrong.